Let us talk about this problem. We are given a number and our number is greater than or equal to 0. We need to find out sum of digits in this number. For example, if you are given 253, then your output is going to be 2 plus 5 plus 3, which is 10. If you are given 9987 number, then your output is going to be 9 plus 9 18, 18 plus 8 26 plus 7 33. If you are given n equal to 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. We need to write a recursive function that takes n as input, calls itself to compute the sum of digits and returns the sum of digits. Now please pause this video and try to write down a recursive function that takes an integer n and returns the sum of digits in it. Let us first talk about the idea to solve the problem. I'll first discuss the idea, then you can try writing the code yourself. See, in the recursive solutions, we always need to reduce the problem into smaller subproblems. And you can reduce this problem into smaller subproblems by removing a corner digit. You can either remove the first digit or last digit and then recursively call for the remaining number. But removing the first digit is not easy, right? For example, 253. Removing 2 is not easy. You need slightly complex mathematical computations. But removing the last digit is really easy. You can simply get rid of the last digit by doing n by 10. It's an integer division, so it removes the last digit. And you can get the last digit by doing n%n. So when you make a recursive call for 253, what happens is it calls itself for n by 10, which means it calls for 25, and then it gets the last digit by doing this operation. So whatever this recursive call returns, it's going to add 3 to it. Now when 25 call is made, it's going to make a recursive call for 2 and it's going to add 5 to the result. It's going to make a recursive call for 0 and it's going to add 2 to the result. Now what will happen when you reach 0, you reach the base case, and in case of 0, you can simply return 0. So this call is going to enter into the base case and it's going to return 0. So it will return 0 here, right? And when it returns 0 here, it will return 0 plus 2 to the parent, this call, right? And so it will add 2 plus 5, it will return 7 here, and then this call will have 7 here and it will return 7 plus 3, 10 to the parent. So you get the result 10 here, right? That's how this recursion is going to work. Now please pause this video and try to write down the complete recursive code yourself. Here is implementation of the idea. We have written a recursive function that takes the number n. If n becomes 0, then it returns 0. Or if given n is 0, then also it returns 0. In other cases, it simply calls for a number which does not contain the last digit, right? It removes the last digit and calls for a number without last digit, and that's the value of the last digit, right? So if you're calling it for 873, it's going to make a recursive call for 87, and then this 87 is going to make a recursive call for 8, and this 8 is going to make a recursive call for 0. And this 0 recursive call is going to fall into the base case and it's going to return 0. So when it returns 0, 0 is substituted here, and this call returns 8 and 8 is substituted here. So we get 15 here, and here we get 15 plus 3, 18 as the return value. Now what is the time complexity of the solution? See, it's going to make d plus 1 recursive calls if there are d digits in the number. So we can simply say the time complexity is theta d, and auxiliary space is also required for the function called stack. For example, at this moment, you have 4 functions in the function called stack. And this is again d plus 1, where d is the number of digits in your input number. So auxiliary space can also be written as theta d. See, you can slightly improve the auxiliary space and time from d plus 1 to d. What you can do is you can make this condition better. If n is smaller than or equal to 9, then return n, right? This will reduce one recursive call, right? Now this recursive call won't happen, right? This is another implementation where we, instead of going till 0, we stop when we see a single digit. But please remember, in such situations, whenever we have a simple iterative solution as well, iterative solution is always preferred, because this recursive solution is going to have extra overhead for recursive calls, and it's also going to require extra space. And we can simply write an iterative solution for this recursive solution. Here is iterative solution for reference. We have initialized the result is 0. Then we are running a loop while n is greater than or equal to 0. And inside the loop, we are simply adding the last digit, and then we are removing the last digit. right? And this solution requires the same time, but it's going to run faster because of the no overhead required for function calls. Also, it's going to take less auxiliary space. We just did this question just to make our understanding of recursion better.